Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new episode of Wound Farce, where we review and discuss your and our favorite comedy films. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that currently resides in Southern California, Ozzy V. And with me, as always, on this program, first in the Northern California Bay Area, world-famous juggler Greg Larson. How you doing, Greg?
I'm great. How about yourself, Ozzy?
I'm doing well, doing well. Looking forward to discuss this movie that we do have the opportunity to discuss today. Todd, also with us, Flashroom producer. How you doing, Todd?
Chilling.
Not so cranky and grumpy since we're recording a little early.
Yeah.
No. Okay, well, I'm glad you guys could be here. Today is a very special day. We do get to review and discuss Friday, the classic written by Ice Cube and DJ Pooh, which was released on April 26, 1995, nearly 30 years ago, which would be this Friday officially. So, Todd, do you have a trailer available?
Yes, sir.
Let's roll it, please.
A red band one.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Good morning.
Not safe for
Are
work.
you prepared for Jehovah's return? Because if you're not, I have a pamphlet that... Well, fuck you. Damn!
Look, she bending over.
Hi, Miss Parker. Hi, boy.
Miss Parker just don't know. Come in here. Oh, man, I'll wait till you come out.
What you talking about? You wait till I come out. I smelled your shit for 22 years. Now you can't smell mine for 5 minutes.
I'm gonna get you high today. Because it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
How you gonna sell, bud? And you smoke?
I don't know.
Lord have mercy.
Just give me 3.5 minutes. Maybe even 4. Come here. What's up, Big Pie? I mean, Big Wild?
If you ain't got my money or my bud, I'm killing you and him.
Break yourself, fool!
You done drag me into this?
And he said if we don't pay him by 10 o'clock, he gonna bust a cap in both our ass, nigga. We need to pay him, man. He's crazy, man. Let's stick together.
Now Dana told me about that big snake situation.
Big worm.
Big worm, big hole, big... I don't give a damn.
¿Qué te moto? Me decime que me neto, más directo.
Hey, take it easy, Holmes.
I know what I'm doing, man.
It's Angel does, Holmes. I said a hip, hop, hip it to the hip, hop, you don't stop.
You need a job.
You need a wig. I'ma kill you and Smokey.
That's my dog.
Tell what you gonna do today? Someone get a fly girl, gonna get some spinach.
God damn! What you hooking me up with that fat ass girl for? Talking about she look like Janet Jackson. Bitch got out the car looking more like Freddie Jackson.
Ice Cube, Chris Tucker, Bernie Mac, Johnny Witherspoon, Tiny Zeus Lister, and Mia Long. Friday.
Oh, God damn! You got knocked the fuck out!
I said a hip, hop, the hip it to the hip hop, you don't stop the rocker to the bang bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat.
Directed by F. Gary Gray.
Solid.
That's funny.
That's also like the last time he was billed as Tiny Zeus Lester, because from this moment on, he was just known as Debo.
Ah, right. Yeah, of course. So again, that was the trailer for Friday, released on April 26th, 1995. And that does mark a 30th year anniversary this year, with a runtime, the theatrical version being at 91 minutes, the extended cut at 97, which is the cut we are reviewing today. Rated. Sorry, go ahead, Todd.
Which for historical contents, for all my old heads, the bootleg that hit the streets about a week before Friday hit theaters was the cut that we were reviewing today, the director's cut. So,
Well, there you
what
go.
I'm most used to.
Again, directed by F. Gary Gray and written by Ice Cube and DJ Pooh, starring Ice Cube, Chris Tucker, and John Witherspoon, who I think had the benefit of this extended cut. You saw a little bit more. I'm not sure if it was improvisation. It felt like he kind of, they just kind of let him go in the one particular scene that was a little bit extended, where I knew when he said a particular line, I was like, that is the first time I've heard that. Like, easily cut out for sure. So initial thoughts on this. I mean, my sister introduced this to me when I was probably like 11 or 12. So still probably too young, but still like just I mean, there's a certain, I mean, I know we might be delving into a side discussion, but there's a certain stigma with, I guess, like pot films. Like back then they weren't as bad as like now. Like Now you have to be. I mean, like, I don't know. Me watching that 11 or 12 and like me thinking, okay, they're just smoking weed. I didn't think that was like cool or anything. That's just what the story was, right?
Right.
But I think now it's like you're supposed to be a lot more sensitive about it. And, you know, who knows if this movie would have even been released today.
I mean, I
know.
do think that era was a little bit more lenient than, the Reagan years as well. So
Sure.
we go back and forth on this. So
Well,
it's an interesting.
It's also the era right before corporations took over the film business. This is still New Line is an independent company. It's before Warner Brothers bought it and killed it.
Right.
It's a different time.
Interesting.
Totally different. So something like this would it probably get made today? Yeah, but it wouldn't get any kind of major. It'd be just another rapper movie that got dumped on Tubi.
Gotcha. Right. Well, there you go. So at least we have the benefit today of it being available to purchase wherever you are able to purchase your content and was able to be widely distributed so the masses could see. And the other initial thoughts on this, I kind of delved in by asking you guys a specific question, but any other thoughts on this? Initial thoughts.
Well, I don't even remember the first time I saw this movie, but I know that it's been on a rotation at many places I've lived at because of the content of our households. But I had a moment that I had to share that is directly from this movie. So I'm in property management, and so I'm run several different properties over the course of my career. And this one place I was working at, I had this guy who did pest control, right? And he was a cool guy. Every time he'd come by, do his regular, bait stations, all that fun stuff. We'd chop it up, talk about games, and he was a funny dude. And he was this like short Asian dude, which is partially necessary for the awkwardness of this story. And so we go into this guy's unit because they were talking about, oh, we've got some ants, can you possibly spray for ants? And we're like, sure, we got it all set up. So we go up there and I go with him, open the door. This one dude walks out and he's like, oh, we're here for the treatment. He's like, all right, cool. Let me go. Let me get the other guy before we head out. And he goes, hey, and he yells the guy's name out. And when the dude walks out, the pest control guy goes, look at this Debo looking motherfucker. I lost it. I was just like, well, that's not PC, but hey, we're in the East Bay. Things happen. Things are cool. And everyone just laughed. So it was a good situation.
Well, you got to be looking at the intent of things.
Yeah.
Like there's no animus behind it. So that's hilarious. Todd?
Yeah, like I said, saw this one before it was out, and it was just one of those things back in the day. Someone came over, hadn't seen it, you threw it on, had a good time, and yeah, one day I'll see it on the big screen. But yeah, I mean, this was the hood classic. I don't know anyone like it. Didn't matter what you were like. People that saw it just seemed to love it. It just connected with, I guess, our generation. Even Ozzy as a youngster. But I mean, like you can like not smoke weed and still enjoy this.
Right. That's the thing. If you are one of those individuals that's completely against the act entirely, you might just misconstrue this as a film that's just completely centered around pot smoking, which is not the case. It is not your traditional stoner comedy. I think it's a little bit. It's a little bit different than that.
I mean, the purpose of it was, the Ice Cube's thought process was, not everything in the hood is boys in the hood and menace to society. There's fun days in the hood too.
Right.
But there still is a dark element in the story to move it along. But so that's what it shows.
And even within that, I think there's a great element of like morality and like trying to stand up for stuff without making it too crazy, So yeah.
It's a good reflection on humanity.
This is the first time watching it. Like at the beginning, I was like, damn, I would pop. I was like, yeah.
So getting into some of these lines now, we did watch the extended version. One of the things that immediately caught out in my mind, I don't know if this would be one of your favorite lines, but I just wanted to point this out when it's in the very beginning when Craig is in the fridge trying to get cereal, trying to look through, and his dad, Pops, says, "You're eating all this food and you're not bringing anything in. You need to get a job." And then he starts to go on a little bit of a tangent that is not in the theatrical version. And then he goes into a line about eating government cheese and not being able to shit for 2 weeks. But other than that, in terms of what was extended, there's a clip in the trailer with Smokey inside like a chicken coop cage, like a pigeon coop cage. That I don't remember in the theatrical. Todd, could you?
I'll be honest, I'm only going to be able to recall. I'm actually looking to you what's missing in the theatrical. Because
Okay.
again, I'm used to the theatrical. Or I'm not used to the theatrical cut at all.
I've watched the theatrical a million times, and that was the first time I remember seeing him in a cage like that. I just recall him running in front of the car and then them flashing back saying, "Yeah, it was," or like, reacting that night. Those were the two things I caught, were some extended John Witherspoon lines and then the extra clip of Smokey in there. You're not getting extra major scenes or anything like that, like with a Zack Snyder movie or anything like that.
Right.
Just some extended lines that were fun to put in. Now, getting into the favorite moments, and then actually, before we get into the favorite moments or favorite lines, I just want to tell the story about the "Bye, Felicia." When that started to become a thing, I perked up and I turned to the person who said, I was like, is that becoming a thing for Friday? And they're like, "From what?" I'm like, "Do not." They didn't know what I was talking about. And I said, "If I told you you just got knocked out, you would not know what I was talking about." They'd be like, "Sorry." Be like, "Oh." And then everybody started saying it, and like half the people knowing where it came from. But just I was over the moon when I heard that for the first time. Because I responded with, let me borrow your VCR right quick. They just looked at me like, why are you asking about a VCR? Like, no. I was like,
that's what you say because I got a double tape.
And I'd be like, what's a tape? It's a horrible loop.
Did you know that in Straight Outta Compton they added a "Bye Felicia" joke from Ice Cube when they're kicking out the groupie of the room?
That's funny.
He throws, so
that's great. So how about you guys' favorite lines? Todd, did you want to go first? Since I think this is one of your like ultimate favorites.
Yeah, it's definitely on there. It's definitely one I watched a lot in my youth. Yeah, I got a little run, and it's one I still use bits and pieces of till this day when I'm in the kitchen. I'm just going to do the whole thing, but there's this specific part I use a lot. No sugar, damn. Y'all never got two things that match. Either you got Kool-Aid, no sugar, peanut butter, no jelly, ham, no burger. Ham, no burger is the one I use a lot.
Burger is a great one.
When we're trying to figure out dinner, I'm like, every time it's like we got one or the other. I can't get a full meal.
Right. Greg?
Oh man. I think I'm just gonna go. First off, I do just gotta say the soundtrack alone deserves a favorite moment, but for an actual like favorite moment, I'm gonna say there's a moment where the mom's talking about, how she's like, "Now your father, he got game." And then he walks out and goes, "Don't nobody go in there for 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So good.
A line frequently quoted in my house after I saw it.
Yep.
So everybody recalls the line in the convenience store. I can't remember the name of the homeless guy.
Ezel.
He slips and says, "My neck, my back, my neck, and my back. I want 150,000, but I'll settle right now at court for $20, right?" And if you pay attention to what he says afterward, it's like just comedic gold, where he follows, "How about 250 and a jawbreaker? Get out. Or $1 in some envelopes." This is complete, like the rent, 250 and a jawbreaker and then $1 and some envelopes. Like, that was fantastic. Absolutely cracked me.
And I believe that might have just been him. He was a stand-up comedian. He actually, for a little random tidbit,
his everything about him seemed really organic.
Yeah, AJ Johnson. He passed a few years ago.
That's unfortunate.
He actually played Eazy-E in Dr. Dre's music video, the disc video, Dre Day. And he also played Eazy-E in Eazy-E's disc video to Dr. Dre, Real Mother Effing G's, playing Eazy-E in that again, too, where they beat him up. So, and then Suge Knight got mad at him and threatened him, so he quit, and then they had another guy play Easy, too, in Easy's video. Pretty, just random NWA stuff. But it's all makes sense because of Ice Cube.
It's all cool. So I just want to throw in a second one there. If you guys have second ones that you want to queue up.
I'm good.
And this isn't a specific line. It's Smokey's false confidence when he's following Debo and he's like pretending to say stuff to him, like all silent, and Debo turns, he's all like, just like all, like pretends it's nothing. What about you guys?
Well, he tells me to shut up, but when he leaves, I be talking.
You're right. Yeah.
I had one thing. This isn't even a thing. This is just something I discovered on my own because I had the subtitles on. And I have to say the subtitle guy was a bit racist. He kept dropping the hard ER instead of the A.
Holy cow.
I was like, calm down there, subtitle guy. So that made me laugh for inappropriate reasons.
Wow. Yeah, some of those lines don't hit the same.
Yeah, I was like,
I bet somebody.
What'd you call Debo?
A deaf guy must have been really confused. Like, yikes! This is a rough movie. Right. Greg, you got one?
I mean, one of the most meme-worthy moments is the damn moment when it just. I mean, there's so much that's now hit our pop culture as regular. You can't not, forget about that classic bit.
Yeah, I think Farouk borrowed that too. There was another one that I just every time it just is funny when they get back. I think it's when they get back from the liquor store, and he's just like, "Watch my car, make sure no one touches my." And he hits the alarm on his piece of shit. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I catch you?
Well, I was gonna say one thing I do notice people are like slowly discovering. It's like something that people didn't catch right away.
Yeah.
Ice Cube's girlfriend, like, and when she's yelling at him when she's introduced, she's got a dude laying in her bed in the background.
Oh, I just always don't. I didn't even catch that.
And that's a little detail that most people like. Every once in a while it'll like become a meme and people are discovering it. But again, watching on a grainy bootleg, you didn't always notice it at first. Right. I don't remember when I noticed it exactly, but at some point I was like, oh, well, which actually, when you think about it, makes sense because otherwise Ice Cube was just being a dick to his girlfriend. But they're putting that, she's cheating, so it's okay.
Right.
But no one even cared, even the people that didn't know it. She was a hood rat.
So let me ask you this, Todd. So at the end of the film, Smokey says he's going to rehab, but he's it's a fake out. However, at the beginning of the sequel, it's real that he actually did go to rehab, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever know Smokey's real name?
I don't know.
So can you possibly use this film as a prequel to Rush Hour?
I guess you could if you
this
wanted.
was whatever the cop's name was. This was his pre-cop days. He had gone out of rehab, went to the police force, and then got partnered with Jackie Chan because the characters are very similar.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
well,
it's Chris Tucker, but still, I mean, like, if somebody said, "Did you know Rush Hour takes place in the Friday universe?" You'd sit there and think about it and be like, "Huh, I can see that."
I don't know. I feel like maybe this led into money talks. Him and Charlie Sheen.
Maybe we'll have to have a review.
But you know what? This may all fall up. Go ahead. I don't know. This may all fall apart when the last Friday comes out. So your theory may have a hole.
Oh, I thought I thought it was done. I thought Friday After Next was the last one.
Oh no. It's the whole New Line getting bought by Warner Brothers. They haven't wanted him to do it. He's finally at the point they're letting him do it. And it's happening. So
okay. Well, if Smokey shows up with Jackie Chan, big pop. big pop. I'm a cop now. Okay, so let's get into the ratings here. I loved this movie watching it now as much as I did when I first watched it. And with a short runtime, its pacing moves so quickly, but not to the kind of pacing of today where like stuff has to happen, just more like organic storytelling, and you're just intrigued and just want to be along for the ride. You want to hang out with them on this day, and before you know it, it's over. So it goes by so quick. At least it did for me, and it's got plenty of laughs, and it does have the heavier story element to it, but at the same time that imitates life. You know, you could have like a happy, jolly, whatever, but sometimes some serious stuff's gonna happen, and the way it's presented, the way everything mixes together is fantastic, and I can't give it anything less than a 5. Who's next?
Yeah, I mean, this movie, like you said, doesn't slow down. There's no downtime in this film. It's got heart. It's got a great soundtrack. It's hilarious. It's like a perfect comedy. It's a 5, hands down.
Todd?
Yeah, soundtrack has no skips. It's an awesome soundtrack. Movie so good it had 2 soundtracks: Friday, the original motion picture soundtrack, and Old School Friday that focuses on the old school music that's in the movie too.
Wow.
That one didn't get as much play. I did, but yeah, I'm a 5 all the way on this. I mean, just put some water on it.
I was literally at I can't remember. I was running errands with the fiance last week, and her son calls, and she says, "I was trying to have cereal, but there's no milk." And in my head, before we even discussed we were going to review this movie, in my head was just use water. Won't hurt you. So that concludes our review of Friday. If for some reason you have not had the opportunity to check it out, it looks as though it is available to stream as of March 23rd on Prime and Netflix. So feel free to check that out. Even if you have seen it, watch it again if it's been a while, because man, it's a great movie. And if you do happen to be in the Orange County area this week, I'll be hosting trivia this Tuesday at the Rush Bar and Grill in Lake Forest beginning at 7 o'clock. Also at the Brewery in Placentia this Wednesday, also at 7 o'clock. Always free to play and prizes for the top winning teams. Come on out and have some fun. Do you guys have anything else before we head out for the evening? No? All good?
No.
Happy 420 yesterday.
There you go.
Yeah, we are a day late with that, with this airing on the 21st.
For those people who have heard the hate on the new Assassin's Creed game, don't listen to it. It's a fun game. And
okay, you know what? I understand.
No,
hold on a second. I said the exact same thing about Valhalla, and then like 6 months later, I'm like, wait a second. I was. This was a bait and switch. So I got to revisit this opinion in 6 to 9 months, because that's what happened with Valhalla. Is like, this is the greatest story. It's fantastic. It's great. And then like after the fact, when it was done, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go play some Black Flag.
I'm gonna say this then: when we get this Christmas, when we get to Friday after next, you can update us on the game and see where we're at. That'll be about 6 to 9 months.
Well, yeah. So like, because do you know what percentage you are in the story progression?
Oh, not far at all. In Assassin's Creed games, I do a lot of exploration before I dive too far.
A lot of outdoor stuff.
Yeah. I know that's like the big thing.
Well, because Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood had the giant cathedrals or the caves that you had to platform through, and like sometimes the time, like, come on.
I agree with you.
Outside, I can go outside. I see outside all the time.
It's true. It is true.
Thanks for showing me trees. Bravo! Bravo!
Flowers too.
So what's that?
Beautiful water and flowers too.
Oh yeah. Like I can't just like look outside a window.
Oh, I'm sure you have a whole bunch of flowers outside your window.
Not all of us live in the hills. We don't have trees outside.
Okay, you know what? Shut up. You have a tree right outside your house, a huge one. All right. Drop stuff on my car all the time. Okay. All right. So this concludes our review of Friday. Check it out. And feel free to come back next week. We're going to have a brand new episode. I believe we do have a Flesh Wound Fist entry coming up. Very excited. So check back. Can't wait to check it out. And then we'll be back in 2 weeks with Flesh Wound Farce. But still, check back the Flesh Wound Network, Flesh Wound Features YouTube channel, and of course the podcast channel for the next episode, which will be Flesh Wound Fist. Good night.